Hello guys, welcome back. In this video I will show you how I've done texturing of this model in the Substance Painter. I've downloaded this model from internet. I'll share the description in the link. However, I just wanted to share a refined model where I've done the UVs of this model. So for that, just follow my video. At the end I've mentioned how to get the file, and also follow the whole video where I've shared some intricate details and their tips and tricks. So without getting any late, let's get started. So we will do the texturing of this model in the Substance Painter, but we will have a look on the model and its UVs in Maya software. Then we will shift our work to the Substance Painter and see how things are working. So right now I've got this ground floor, and there are some poles, then there's a wooden ramp, and there's a rope, and there's a boat here. The water plane is removed. We have a water plane also. If not, you could see the boat is floating in the mid-air. So if I could see in this particular scene, we have materials assigned with different colors. So for poles I've assigned yellow color. For the ramp, so I've just separated them by material. So the boat gets a different material, then the ground gets a different material. That's how it is. So when I've done the UV unwrapping of the wooden ramps, okay, so let me just open the hypershade, right click and select objects with the material. So you should be able to see this wooden ramp has been, the UVs has been laid out in two UDIM tiles, and here I was specifically focusing on the orientation of the UVs, because the wooden planks will have that vein flow going in one direction. So I've taken care of that. So the orientation is very specific in this particular model. So this is occupying two UDIM tiles, and if I just select the poles, you should be able to see I could have made this UV shells slightly bigger and occupy the overall space, but the thing is my UV shell of the wooden ramp has got a textile density of 9.4. so I've selected that and then applied it to this. So the checker size of the ramp and the poles are same, and that will maintain the consistency in the texture quality. That's how this UVs occupy only this much of space for the bucket. Just select that and then set it, and it should generally get the same textile density. And then we have the boat. Okay, then if I select the boat here and then apply the textile density, so you should get that. And then we have the ropes, so select the objects and then apply the textile density. Very similarly I've done for the ground. So ground is occupying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 UDIM tiles, which is actually maintaining the same textile density what we have for the wooden ramp. So that's the key here, and this is what I want to show you in Maya before I take it forward to the Substance Painter. So I will also select all the objects and make sure that these objects don't have any construction history. So I go to delete by type history, and also I'll just apply freeze transformation, and that is also something really important. And then I'll be exporting this file. So I can export this in OBJ format, or also I can export that in FBX format. Okay, so I'll just select the FBX format here, then export that file. So I'm right now in the Substance Painter. So I go to the file and then choose the new, and then I choose the file from here, select the model, and then choose the document resolution to the 4K, and the normal map to OpenGL, and the PBR shader with metallic roughness is okay, and I'll just apply OK there, and I should get my scene file opened in. So I'm getting an error here, and I just want to see what's the problem. So I'll go back to Maya, and then you should be able to see one of my UV shell is slightly off the tile, and it's there with this particular tile. So one thing I would like to do is I just would like to compromise a little bit in the stretch. I just move this UV inside, or the other way is scale it to different or cut a different seam line and all. So right now, just for a quick solution, I'm just moving into the tile here. So I'll just have a closer look with all the tiles. If any of the tile is going off the prescribed UV tile, So if it's going out of that, then there's a problem. So that looks good, and I'll check with the other models also. So I think the other models are not showing up the problem there. Yep. Okay, so the problem is with the ground itself. So you should be able to see that I've brought the model here now, and the problem was like just that UV itself. So that's a good lesson for us to understand if anytime we come across problems like this. Okay, so yeah, right now I've got the wooden planks and we have some ground and all that stuff. And before going into, I would like to bake the textures here. So I'll go to the bake mesh maps with a 4K size. Okay, and also I'll go to the ID. I'll just select all the maps here, and they're all basically going to be, you know, baked. So just bake selected textures. So the textures are baked. You could able to see that all baked textures here. This is normal, this is world space normal, this is the ID pass, and this is the ambient occlusion, the curvature, the position, the thickness. These maps will help us to achieve textures procedurally. So I would like to start with the planks here. So I'll go to the layers. There's a layer already. So we have a wood rough texture, and then just I'm going to drop it onto the wood here. So that brings up this nice texture, and you should be able to see the texture is added here. Okay, even just you can have a look on the smart materials, and then here we have wood. So I'm going to take this one. Okay, let me just delete this and try these two textures. Okay, this looks good, and then let's try this one. Yeah, this looks good too. So this looks more of organic type, and it has got that nice character in it. So there's a one nice procedural or smart material which has been created here. That looks pretty awesome. So I've got this nice wooden texture on the model here. Let me just take a new layer which is on the top. So I'll go to the base color, and I just take some dark color, and I would like to multiply and then just bring down that value. So this is making the wood slightly dark, okay, because I've taken some dark color here and I've multiplied this. Okay, I will also go to the height and then choose the height to normal, and then I will go to the roughness. I will make it glossier. So once that is achieved, and also I need to check with the height. I'll just slightly increase the height. Okay, what's with that? What happened with that layer? I mean, why did we add those additional layer? So what I'm going to do now is select this layer. I would like to add a black mask and then go to the paint layer. Okay, so I just select this brush here and then just start painting those around the bucket. So that adds that nice wetness around the bucket there. Okay, and if you feel that this water wetness is too high, then you can select this one and then start reducing this. Okay, you can bring up, I mean, you can make a cavity and then give up effect of as if some water has been, you know, logged into that. So I just keep it very low. I can make it slightly rough, maybe as if it's getting dried, whatever. So I just keep it wet on it. That should be fine. So we can add so many such additional layers on top of this. Okay. So let's say I just wanted to add some marks here. So I'm going to select this layer. Okay, and height would be a normal one, and I'm going to take some color, and also I'll just reduce the height there. Okay, and I would like to make it more rough, not required. So I'll go to the mask. I'll just pick a black mask and then take a paint layer. So I can take a brush. Okay, so brush types, we can take something more like this one, maybe chalk spread, and then I can write this one. Okay, let me just choose a normal stroke, and you should be able to see that cavity. So I can take any rough edged line. You have charcoal, fine, and then I can do something like this. Cool, isn't it? Maybe I can just make it more dirty. Okay, as if it's I just wanted it to be very small. I have no intention to show this in the render, but sometimes this kind of works can add more value or aesthetic value to the work, so that's the only thing. So I will go to the poles now. So select the pole, okay, delete that, and then you can just start picking some materials and assign them over. So we have the rust, so let me put the rust there. Okay, and then we can just assign a paint. So there's no paint, so I can just create a paint layer on top of it. So I'm going to take a new layer. Okay, and then I'll go to the height and then choose a normal height, and then slightly crank up the height value there. That looks good. And then I'm going to choose some color, maybe some green color, or maybe, okay, let's pick some nice green. So once that layer is added, okay, I can in fact I can go to the roughness here and then take some grunge texture. Okay, that adds that variation in the shine. Okay, and the grunge texture scale can be controlled that way. Okay, and also I can put some texture for the height. Okay, I can go to this layer and then reduce that. So once that layer is achieved, so I go to the base layer and then put a black mask and then choose a generator. So I can just choose the dripping texture. This is not good. We have the dirt, we have the metal, so I just pick the dirt. That looks good. So that looks pretty organic, so it's painted that way. And if you don't want this to look on the bucket, you can always assign any material. So we have some galvanized steel materials here. So we have this one. So we have I just want some rough material. So it's sitting on the top, so I can go to the layer mask and then I can go to the paint, and then we have this paint polygon fill, and then select the object and then paint it on this one. So you should be able to see it's now that way. So let me select the iron or iron damaged. So we have roughness, so I'll increase the roughness there, and also we have the UV projection. I'll just choose to triplanar and then start repeating those textures there. So that should be fine. So let me see if I have any dirt materials. So we don't have any dirt materials as such. I just wanted that to be added on the ground. So I select the ground here. I will delete the layer and then put a new layer there. And I will just choose some. So I will just change the color of this one, of the ground here. Okay. And I would slightly bring down the roughness. The height is slightly low, and then put the roughness value. So this is one layer what we have as a base layer. I would duplicate this layer. Okay, I would duplicate and then make this one slightly dark. Okay, and then I can play with the height. And in the height, in the layer which is sitting at the top, we'll have a mask. I'll put a black mask, and then I'll go to the fill, and in the fill I would choose the alphas. Okay, so we have not alphas, the procedurals. So I can pick this black and white spots and drag and drop on top of it, and it should give me this nice ground texture. I can just pick this one more darker, and also I can make this more deep, and then the texture should look more strong. So yeah, so if I start rotating this, you should be able to see its colors, and you are able to see the seams here. So I'm going to select the black and white spots, and then I would like to choose the planar projection, or maybe I would pick the triplanar projection. So triplanar projection will do the job. It projects the texture from 3 different planes, and you won't end up seeing the seam lines on the model. Okay, that looks pretty good at this point. Maybe you want to add as I told, I'll just duplicate this layer and then put it on top, and then I would change the color to more dark and desaturated green to give that moss like effect, and then put a black mask, and then I'll go to the fill and I take a different texture here, and then that adds up that extra layer of moss on top of the floor. You should be able to see that. And again, I choose the triplanar projection, and then this moss should be slightly glassy, so I reduce the roughness here, and that adds that. So select this one, rough, and this one, rough, and only the moss shines. Okay, the moss shines. So this gives me that nice wet floor. Okay, so once I've got this, I will texture the boat. So I select the boat here. Boat is again a very, it's a metal boat I could see here. So I would like to create a new layer. So I'll start with maybe the rust material. So I just choose the material here, and then we have rust coarse and rust fine. So I just choose the coarse rust, which I've already used on the model. So yeah, so that's how this model comes up. I will take a new layer. It's a folder, sorry. I'll take a new layer. I'll go to the height and then choose a normal height there, and I would make this model metallic and more rough. So the overall idea is to get that aluminium finish to the model. Okay, so I will also add a layer on top of it, but I'll just put the rust and then put a black mask, then go to the generator and then choose the dirt or metal edgeware. So I just see one of this, and I would inverse this one. No, this should be, yeah. This should be much better. Very similarly, I will take a new layer here, and I will slightly make the height and then reduce the roughness and then choose the color there. So I just wanted some. Okay, I'm not liking other colors here because it's standing out. So I'll just put a black mask, and then I'll go to the fill and add some textures, especially the procedural textures. So we have a lot of textures here. So we have this grunge texture. So I'm just looking anyone. Let me try this. Let me see with the repeats of 4, and then select the height and then scale down the height. That looks pretty awesome. Okay, you can just create that moss or algae effect. As I told, I just wanted to experiment with different painted colors. Maybe this should be okay. Yeah. So this scene I've actually downloaded from 3drender.com, but I just wanted to give away this model after the UVs are done. So I've done the UV unwrapping, and I just want to share this file with you, or you can directly download it from 3drender.com itself. I will share the link, but if you want this file from me, you can just follow my Instagram channel, and then just inbox me with your mail ID and just type wooden ramp, and I will send this file to you so that you can try hands-on on this model and just just give it a try on how this is going to look like. Okay, so if you have any questions related to this file, feel free to ask me in the comment section. And I've been putting a lot of efforts in making this files and these tutorials. I would request you to subscribe my channel too. Okay, that will motivate me to produce more such content, and please support my channel. Thank you very much.